What's up, Vintage Comics fans? Fens the Spook coming at you from the middle of the night. Just wanted to do a quick video on a little bit different side of my collection. Kind of showcase the horror last time. I also kind of realized I gave away the gems in the collection in the very first video, and I didn't even make you guys work for it. But that's okay. So yeah, we're going to talk into more comics here in this video. It's something I've gotten into very recently, and it's not really any war comics, just a few. Mainly Our Fighting Forces, as you can see up here. This title started in 1954. It's one of the, I think, later war comics actually. In terms of its starting date, has a couple of gray tones. It's not like Our Army of War or Star Spangled War. Some of these others that have some real hits in them. This one is kind of just, or GI Combat. That's one that has quite a few keys in it. This one is just kind of the later, the up and comer. But yeah, it's still, the reason I like this one is because it features the Losers. This is a band of guys. They're actually all from different war comics, and they all just kind of get consolidated together. I picked this one to showcase here because it has all their names right on it. Captain Storm, Johnny Cloud, Gunner, and Sarge. It's just a four-man roster of guys from different war comics, and the thing about them is they just have this really fatalistic attitude. They always, when they're gambling, they always roll snake eyes. When they shoot their guns, the guns always jam, or just things always go wrong for these guys. Yet, ironically, they never die. So that's kind of the funny thing about the Losers. They're like the bad luck bear, the bad news bears of the military comics. But the irony is that they are never killed. So obviously their luck wasn't too bad. But I'm not going to go off on the Losers here. I just kind of want to show the comics off. I got all of these, just these here, the Loser ones. I got all of these from a friend of mine, a dealer down here in the swamps. He gave me a really good price. So yeah, we'll just go through these pretty quickly. Here's Our Fighting Forces 126. I actually just stopped real quick, of course, on the very first one. I read this one. I don't read all my comics. Sometimes it's the cover collector, but this one I read. I got to tell you, this is some of the best writing I've ever read in a comic book. Maybe we'll go through the interior one day or something on one of these books. It's going to take too much time now, but yeah, the writing is a lot better than I thought it would be. It's a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. And it's a kind of an anthology, actually. It's not just the story of the Losers. There's 2 or 3 other war stories in there and some fact pages, So it's a pretty cool little book here. Joe Kubert cover. Let's try that again. Joe Kubert, I think the guy must have just been a patriot or something, because it seems like he did covers for all the war books, almost exclusively the war books. But yeah, that is definitely what Joe Kubert is known for, is the war book. So yeah, 126, 15 center. Then we got number 127 of Our Fighting Forces. Another real cool one, the bomb coming down, right on top of him. Just move the beam a little more, Sarge. Number 128. You can see, again, real fatalistic cover. I don't know, man. There's something about these early covers are just out of control great. Another Joe Kubert. I feel like it's just the style of the times, these big kind of montages with the words. I mean, I'll show you a collection of my Creeper comics, Beware the Creeper. They've got very similar style to them, just big, words and kind of a unique way to draw the cover there. 129. Again, here we have one of them freaking out and shooting his own guys. 133, so a little bit of a gap there. Another really, really cool cover. It is written in the sand, one of you will die. And again, the words, the Losers, just kind of given to you in a rather non-conformist, I guess, kind of way. It's just very strange looking cover. Very cool. Almost Neil Adams looking, frankly. And a lot of these remind me of Neil Adams covers, but this is definitely Joe Kubert. You can see his autograph down there. Not autograph, but his signature down there in the bottom left. Getting into the 52-page Giants. This is when the cover quality kind of starts to dip a little bit. I shouldn't say the quality, but just the spreads are just, I don't know, they're just lacking something once you get here. But they're still great reads, cool comics. 136, got a little, Nazi action going on there. Again, this is kind of real indicative of the stuff the losers are going for. You know, it's okay. Got the last of the Nazi ambushers, and here's like, you know, the entire Nazi army down here about to come up out of the water. That's kind of what's up with the losers there. A single dude taking on a plane. I don't know. It's just so over the top. It's just so ridiculous, and I don't know, man. There's something really cool about it. Especially, you know, like I said, with their fatalistic attitudes, rolling snake eyes with the dice. It's just, I don't know, something really cool about it. Very unique, you know. It's not just a Sergeant Rock or a just, you know, generic war story. It's a group of losers. I don't know. Just love it. So here we got 147. 150. Cool cover. You know, real cool cover. Love the faces. I mean, he's got some good faces, man. Joe Kubert can draw some faces real well. Again, though, the style of the book's starting to become real, you know. They're all going to start looking the same after a while here. Here we got 151. Again, a bunch of Nazis coming right up, you know, in their blind side. 157. You know, I don't even know who does the cover for this. It looks like a Jack Kirby imitator. I would hate for this to turn out to be Jack Kirby, and I'm saying that, but I really don't think it is. And if it is, it's him in the later part of his career. These covers are very Jack Kirby-esque. I probably really need to look into this. They look, I mean, these faces look very Jack Kirby to me. Yeah, so here's a couple. Again, I mean, how Jack Kirby is that? That's either Jack Kirby or that's a, you know, hell of an imitator. But you know, I actually think this is Jack Kirby. I'm gonna go ahead and take this back. I think these are Jack Kirby covers. Not his best work, but you know, he earned it. Kind of a cool return to the old school covers. Again, you can see the condition on these is, I don't know, you know, VG fine, very fine, depending on the book. I'm not a high roller in terms of comics. I like quantity over quality. I don't like them below VG. I don't like them below like a 4.0. I definitely don't like pages missing and stuff like that. So I don't go for bottom feeding stuff. But so here's 161. Again, more Nazis waiting on them. Notice again, they're all still here though. 162. 163. Cool skull cover. Very kind of reminiscent of Ghost or something. But this, you know, the cover style has definitely changed. It's still Joe Kubert, but there's just something missing on these. They're still great. I just mean in comparison to the early covers we looked at. 164. 165. Real cool action cover here. 167. This one's really weird. There's no other kraut around. What's he mean? We're going to be blasted. And here comes this, I guess, German eagle or buzzard or something to drop a grenade. I don't know. Super weird. Getting toward the end of the run. Now you're getting into like the, you know, mid to late 70s and stuff. I don't know. The quality dips off for sure. Kind of average covers here. 170. Not so keen on these. Didn't really notice that when I bought these. But again, you know, these are all in VG fine, you know, 4 to 6 on average, maybe a few higher, a few lower. 171, getting toward the end here. 172, kind of a cool cover, like in a prison camp, you know. 173, definitely cool cover there. That looks almost like a weird war cover, which we'll talk about in just a second. 174. 176. I like that they just, you know, they weren't afraid to show Nazis. And here's 180. The series actually ends at 181. So I don't have that. But, you know, I got the whole stack, you know, including the early covers. I got the whole stack for about $60, a little bit more. I mean, I probably could have done better, I guess, if I'd found, you know, ooh, careful now. If I'd found a guy at a dealer show who's just, you know, sometimes guys are just, oh, they hate the war, just get rid of it, you know, I'll sell you the whole box for whatever. But I think fairly these, you know, there's still a good demand for these. They're, you know, $3 to $4 a piece unless they're really ragged out. So I feel like I got a pretty good deal on that. Couple other things off to the side here. This is the only other war stuff I have. Weird War #1, kind of bridging the gap between horror and war. Again, this is another Joe Kubert cover. So Joe Kubert, let me pull that in so we get off the glare there. Joe Kubert, man, you know, it's really all or nothing with him. He either really knocks it out of the park or is just very average looking. I think that's a really crazy cover. Haven't read this one, so I can't say much about it. It's a, you know, Bronze War title, but I think just, you know, again, kind of bridging that gap with the tombstone there between the war and the horror. So couldn't pass this up. You know, this was kind of one of those situations I was talking about where a guy just wanted rid of this. He'd had it, couldn't get rid of it for the price he wanted, and basically just, so he said, sold it to me at cost, you know, just get it out of here. I'm sick of looking at this thing. So I got it well under book. And then over here, just real quick, because this is just kind of this isn't really a comic per se, but a little collection of Kurtzman stories. They're cool. The ECs have been doing these, whoops, off camera there, have been doing these reprints here. Of, you know, just great classic artists, so we'll just peek in there real quick, give you an idea. He did a lot of the EC war stuff, the frontline combat and stuff like that. So it's a cool little book. But again, that's really the only war stuff I have. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I'll update you on any other cool collections I get. Have a good one, guys.